Hello everyone, myself Madhukumar D A. Today we are going to see a presentation on microwave oven simulation. It was a part of internship program with Emertx. In this project I have worked with my team members Manoj Kumar H N and Venkatesh Prasad A. Now let's start the project. First, look at the table of contents. These are the topics we learned during the internship I have covered in this project presentation. Firstly, what is microwave oven? C programming, data types, conditional and looping constructs, operators, array and pointers, functions, microcontroller and microprocessor, embedded system, requirements, CLCD, tactile switches, matrix keypad, interrupts and ISR, timers and project implementation. Firstly, what is a microwave oven? Microwave oven is used to heat the food using microwaves, which is a form of electromagnetic waves. They are quick and efficient because they channel heat energy directly to the molecules inside food. There are several modes of operation in various microwave oven. We are going to implement 4 modes of operation. They are micro mode, grill mode, convention mode, start mode. Firstly, micro mode. This mode is used to cook a food in traditional way. It uses maximum power of 900 watts. In this maximum time that you set for cooking is 60 minutes. The second one is grill mode. In this mode, used to cook meat and bread. It works as the micro mode, but the purpose is to cook meat and bread. User can set time as per cooking time of the meat. The third one is convection mode. In this mode, user can set the oven to preheat for a particular temperature, and it takes 3 minutes to preheat the oven. After preheating is done, then the user can set the time as per the requirements. Okay, let's go into the second topic, C programming. C programming, it is a general purpose computer programming language, and it is applied and used effectively in various specific domains. Number systems, decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal were used. Keywords, these are predefined reserved words are used in the programming that have special meanings to the compiler, such as int, float, character, etc. The data representation, bit, byte, word. The first one is bit. Bit is known as a basic unit of information in a computer and has single binary value, either 0 or 1. A group of 8 bits make a byte. A group of 4 bits make a word. Integer numbers, it can be positive or negative. Positive numbers are like whole numbers. Negative numbers are represented with the 2's complement of positive number. The third one is data types. In the primary data types, the primary data types in C programming language are the basic data types. They are already defined in the system and also known as built-in data types. The following are the data types used in the C programming language. These are character, integer, float and void. The first one is character. The character data type is a set of characters and closed in a single quotations, used as the char, signed char and unsigned char. Second one, the integer data type. It is a set of whole numbers. The integer value does not have decimal value. We use the keyword int to represent integer data type in C. It is used in different type of modifiers like unsigned int and signed, further short and long. Float data type. The float data types set of numbers, thus decimal value. Every floating point value must contain the decimal value. The floating data type has various float, double, long double. We use the keyword float to represent the floating data type and, double to represent the double data type in C. Next we have void. The void data type means nothing or no value. Generally the void is used to specify functions which does not return any value. We also use the void data type to specify empty parameters functions. The next one is conditional constructs or conditional statements. It helps us to make a decision based on the certain conditions. If conditions specified by the set of conditional statements having the Boolean expressions which are evaluated to the Boolean expressions, the Boolean value can be either true or false. It has two types, if, else and switch. And the if else further divided into if else, if else if, nested if. At firstly, if. It is also called as one-way selection state. It can be used only when the condition is true. The second one is if else. It is also known as two-way selection state because the condition can be true or false. The third one is if else if. One code from multiple conditions, also known as the multipath decision. Statements. It is a chain of if else statement. In which if statement is associated with the else statement and last would be an else statement. The fourth one is an nested if. It is used when program requires more than one test expression. It is also called as multi-way statement. The second type of conditional statement in C was switch. The switch acts as a substitute of long if else ladder that is used to test list of cases. The switch statement contains one or more variables which are tested against switch expressions. Which expression lost to a case, then the associated statements that would be executed. Next one is looping constructs. In C programming language, when we need to execute repeatedly a block of statements, the looping constraints are used. There are two types of loops, entry controlled and exit controlled. At firstly, the entry controlled contains for loop and while loop. The entry control, the test condition is tested before entering the loop. These are the two types, for loop and while loop. For loop, it is a repetition controlled structure which allows the user to write a loop that is executed at specific number of times. The loop enables us that n number of steps gather in one line. Other entry control type was while loop. While loops are used in situations where you do not know the exact number of iterations of loop before loop execution is terminated based on the test condition. Another type of loop was exit controlled. In this type of loops, the test condition is tested at the end of the loop body. Therefore, the loop body will be executed at least once, irrespective of whether the test condition is true or false. Do while is an exit control loop. In do while loop, also loop execution terminated on the basis of test condition. The main difference between the do while loop and while loop, in do while loop, the condition tested at the end. Do while loop does not exit control loop. While and for loop will be entry control loops. The do while loop, the loop body will execute at least once irrespective of test condition. Next is an operators. An operator is a symbol which operates on a variable or value It tells the compiler to perform specific mathematical or logical functions. There are four types of operators, which are arithmetic operators, logical operators, relational operators, bitwise operators. Next one is an arrays. Arrays are a collection of similar type of data items stored at contiguous memory locations. The addresses in arrays are sequential. The array index always starts from 0. Types of arrays: one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, three-dimensional array. These are the types of an arrays. Pointers. Pointers are a type of variable that allow us to store the location of another variable in memory known by its address in memory. They can be used to refer another pointer function. We use pointers when we have a return more than one value from function, which are also helpful to access elements of arrays and structures, and passing arguments to functions by reference instead of value. Function. Function is a set of statements that are take inputs, do some specific computations and produces output. Functions help us in reducing code redundancy and make code modular. Parameter passing to functions. The two ways to pass parameters are pass by the value or pass by the reference. Strings. They are actually a one-dimensional array of characters terminated by a null /0. Storage class. A class storage defines the scope and lifetime of variables and functions. They precede the data type that they modify. The types of storage classes are auto, register, static local, static global, and external. Preprocessor. It is a test substitution tool and it instructs the compiler to do required pre-processing before the actual compilation. Header files contain C declarations and macro definitions to be shared between several source files. #include is a preprocessor directive in C. Microcontroller. A microcontroller is a compact integrated circuit designed to govern a specific operation in an embedded system. It includes a processor, memory, and input-output peripherals on a single chip. They are essentially simple miniature personal computers designed to control small features of a larger component without a complex front-end operating system. Things to be noted while choosing a microcontroller: based on the applications, based on the availability of tools, based on the performances, based on the specific capabilities. Next one is a microprocessor. A microprocessor is a type of miniature electronic device that contains the arithmetic, logic, and control circuitry necessary to perform the function of a digital computer's central processing unit. It is a unit fabricated on a small chip capable of performing ALU operations and communicating with other devices connected to it. And some of the things to be noted down while choosing the microprocessor. These are that architecture, cost and power requirement, and memory requirement. The difference between the microprocessor and microcontroller. Look at the block diagram of the microprocessor, which are contains system bus and it contains some blocks as microprocessor, ROM, timer, input output port, read write memory, serial interface. Is quite different from the microcontroller block diagram, which contains microcontroller, timer, input output port, read only memory, read write memory, serial interface in a different shade. And the microprocessor, it is an art of the computer, while the microcontroller, it is an art of embedded system. The cost of the entire system will increase in the microprocessor. The cost of the entire system will be low in the microcontroller. Do not have the power saving feature in the microprocessor. It has the power saving feature in the microcontroller. Next one is an embedded system. An embedded system is a combination of hardware and software. It is more of an application-oriented system. It is dedicated to perform a single task. The types of an embedded system are standalone system, real-time system, network, and mobile. And firstly, standalone system. Contains two types: slave system and independent system. Slave systems. These systems are not intelligent enough, though they are embedded system. Examples are semi-automatic washing machine, independent system. These systems can take action on their own. The examples of independent system are Google car. Next one is real-time system. These systems are time-bound systems which will take action on a specific time. Failures in the system are not acceptable. It contains some of the examples: hard real-time system, uh, firm real-time system, soft real-time systems. Network systems. The systems which are connected to a network. Example: home security system, mobile system. The system which are movable are called mobile systems and robots. This is the criteria how to choose an embedded system based on the requirements. First one is a low power consumption and cost efficiency and efficient use of processing power, reliability, efficient use of memory. And the remaining slides of presentation will be continued by other teammate Manoj Kumar D A.
Hi, I am Manoj Kumar. Remain things I will continue. Requirements: knowledge in embedded C, MPL, MPLAB, XID, XE8 compiler, PICSIMLAB. The PICSIMLAB architecture here: LED, buzzer, digital keypad, CLCD, GPIO means general purpose input output resistor, and temperature sensor, analog to digital converter. These are the PICSIMLAB architecture. Next, CLCD. CLCD is a character liquid crystal display. In PICSIMLAB, there are two types of displays: 16 into 2 display, 16 into 4 display. For DISPL, it is the ASCII character and some special character, FDCC1604 SER. Friend SER, there are two types of communication modes, one the 4-bit mode and 8-bit mode. Next, tactile switch. Tactile switch is a switch whose operation is perceptible by touch. This switch used to select the mode of operation and to enter the temperature and to enter the time in our project. Next, metal plate terminal. This switch is produce a bouncing effect when a switch is pressed. Next, MKP matrix keypad. This is a keypad in which number of tactile switch are connected in row and column concept. This is used when more number of users inputs are required and still want to save some controller in IO lines. These keypads are most commonly used in telephones, calculator, digital lockers, etc. etc. Next, interrupts. Interrupt is a common process setup in microprocessor or microcontroller in which an internal or external device request and MPU or MCU to stop the processing. Then the MPU or MCU acknowledges the request and attends to the request. Goes back to processing where it was got interrupted fully. It is process where the computer or controlling device wait for the external device to check the readiness or state, often with low level hardware. These are the interrupts in our interrupts. Next, disadvantage of polling. In the project, disadvantage of polling: loss of event may occur during the polling response, less power management. These are the disadvantages. And classification of interrupt. In interrupt are classified two types, one hardware and software. Our hardware is further divided in maskable and non-maskable. Maskable are divided in two types, one the external interrupt and internal interrupt. This is the classification of the interrupts. And next, ISR. ISR means interrupt service routine. An ISR is a software routine that hardware invokes in response to an interrupt. ISR attend to the request of an interrupting source by clearing the interrupt flow flag and should save register content. They may be affected by the code in the ISR. It must terminated with the instruction retire. When an interrupt occurs, the microprocessor completes the instruction being executed. Then it disables global interrupt enable. Disable global interrupt enable. Place the address from the program counter on the stack. Return from the interrupt. These ISR timers. Next, timers. Timer is an important application in any embedded system, which is a default peripheral which maintains the timing of an operation in sync with a system clock or an external clock. It has many applications such as measuring time and generating delays, etc. Timer or counter is a software designed to count the time interval between the event. Resolution, which is also called register width, is from 8 or 16 bit, etc. Tick is referred as a change from one number to the another number. It may be up count or down count. Quantum, which depends on the system clock setting, is a measure of time which is responsible for the tick. Scaling may be free scalar or forced scalar, may be 1, 11, 8, etc. Modes of timer or counter, PWU. PW means pulse width modulation or pulse generator, etc. Remaining project implementation will continue our teammate Venkatesh Prasad.
Hello everyone. I will do the rest of the. Um, Hello everyone. I am Venkatesh Prasad. I am going to explain the rest of the code and the microwave explanation. We go to the firstly PICSIMLAB, and this is the code we have developed using the internship project. It still building. Yeah, the build has been successful. Now it will generate the hex file. Yeah, now we can see that we have successfully generated the hex file. Now we have to dump this hex file in the PICSIMLAB. Here we are using the PIC16F877A board. File. I will load the hex file, and our code is running successfully, powering on microwave oven. Here we have 4 modes like micro, grill, convection, and start. Now I am going to start the micro and press 1 in the matrix keypad, showing the power 100 watts. We have to set the timer, and the star represents the clear and the hash represents the enter. Means when we press the hash, it will continue to the next. Let me give the 20 seconds. Start. Read a mistake. I will restart the micro again. Enter. Now we can see that timer has been begun. Now we have to wait until the timer has to stop. Now when we press 5, the process will be paused, and timer also will be paused for a minute. And when we press 6, the process will be terminated. And to resume the process, press 4, and we can see that your process is running. The first mode has been unsuccessfully, and now we are moving to the second mode, grill. Now give the timer as again 22 seconds and enter. You can see that the timer is started. Press 5 to pause and press 6 to stop. Now we are moving on to the convection mode. Press 3 in the matrix keypad, and we have setting the temperature as 123 and enter. Now the preheating mode has been started. Now we have to wait until the timer has gone to 0. You have to wait for 100 seconds more. Now the preheating had been coming to an end. Yeah, after preheating for a certain temperature, we should want to give seconds and enter. Here we can see that the timer has started. The same thing repeats here. The 5 to pass and press 4 to resume. And we can see that when we press 3 start again, the means the matrix key 4, the timer has been incremented 30 seconds more. You can see that, and we'll stop this. And the last mode is start mode. When we press the start, there is a predetermined timer with 30 seconds. Also we can increment the timer by pressing the 4 again. Press 5 to pass and 6 to stop. Here we have demonstrated the micro oven. Thank you all. Thank you Emertx for giving a golden opportunity for us.